Gate 14 podcast, episode 100. And tomorrow is a massive, or if you're listening to this, it's a massive day in Gate 14 history because my life is on the line here. My credibility, my ass is on the table, my balls are on the table. Before we go into that, Avery, how are you, man? How are you doing? I mean, hasn't been good this week, to say the least.
No, hasn't been good. And again, I hate the midday games because I'm doing shit at work. Like I kind of watch on the side, but it's not as much as you'd like, obviously. Yeah, and you lose to the O's again. So pretty bad week baseball wise. Good week for the podcast, though.
Great week for the podcast.
100
Great
episodes. 100 episodes is a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot.
We've spent a lot of time doing this.
We have. That's a lot. And just talking. And honestly, we've done more than 100 because we've done like these little side episodes that we didn't name, like episode whatever, when we do like bonus episodes, like the VAR show thing, all that type of stuff. So it has been way more than that. And I was alluding to this earlier in the conversation. My ass is on the line tomorrow. My ass is in the jackpot. For those of you that don't know, I'm assuming everyone knows, I tweeted that Spencer Horwitz, horny for Horwitz, the Jewish Jeter, has been called up to the Toronto Blue Jays. And let me tell you something. I just did that. I got a DM. I just did it with no background check, no anything. So apparently he's not in the lineup tonight for Buffalo, Avery. So that's a positive thing on my side. But I'm almost 100% positive that I just broke news the first time in Gate 14 history.
So, and then first of all, you won't tell me who told you, which is good. You keep it like that's, if you're going to be Johnny Scoops, you can't be telling me that shit.
Yeah.
So that's good. And two, you messaged me back saying, I'm going to be pissed if people don't credit you. Not a single person on the internet will.
Well, okay, but see, this is the thing though. I'm actually, and if this is the true circle, I don't want anyone to credit me because I just want Gate 14 Nation to be like, no, per Johnny Junta first under all the tweets, because that's going to be the funny thing.
Because it won't be per you. It'll be per the team. Like the actual team will say that he's up.
Yeah, well, I broke it before the Toronto Blue Jays. So did I just one up my team? Did I one up my hero? Some may say, yeah, sure. But I really hope if you're listening to this podcast that Spencer Horwitz has been called up by the Toronto Blue Jays.
Who's going to get sent down?
It'll probably be like Ernie Clement or like Nathan Lucas, something like that.
True. I don't even know who's up anymore.
Exactly. So, yeah. So there's just a couple things that's one thing that I had to get off the table because I wrote it down so I'm organized this time. Another thing is a content we'll do the TSN thing first. Okay. So I went on a rant on Bell Media saying they're scumbags for just laying people off 15 minutes before their show and making them make a decision. They have 48 hours to make a decision that's going to affect their lives. I do all that.
They had to
like a severance package or something along those lines. Like they have to figure out like the logistics of that type of stuff. So I tweeted that video fucking went bonkers. Like, and everyone's agreeing with me, rightfully so. There's a couple of the burner accounts that I didn't really pay attention to, but then I get a DM from this guy who I'm not going to say who it was. Obviously, I'm not going to throw him under the bus because I'm a class act. He was like, hey man, do you want to come on TSN radio tomorrow at 3:30? I was like, what? Yeah, I guess. And then he was like, all right, man. Yeah, just send me your number. So a couple hours after I sent him my number, I get a phone call from him and he's like shaking. Like, he's like, you could tell this guy just like got either ripped apart or someone just said, are you fucking stupid? You invited that four-eyed freak on the radio. And the guy, and he was pretty much like, no, you like, I can't have you on. We can't have you on tomorrow. We're going to have to reschedule it for a couple of weeks. So I was just like, yeah, dude. He's like, and by the way, can you delete that tweet? And I on the phone,
you didn't tell me that.
Yeah. He's like, can you delete the tweet as well? On the phone, I was like, I don't know if I could do that, but I will announce that I won't be on there. I promise. Right when he heard that, probably he was like, oh, fuck. I was like, I'll announce I won't be on the show tomorrow. Don't you worry. He asked me to delete the tweet. He's like, oh, I don't. And this is why I think he said it to cover his ass. He was like, oh, I don't want people to be confused that you're going to be on tomorrow. Like, dude, like, relax. All right. I got this. Don't worry. I'll announce that I won't be on the show. But yeah, it was a crazy sequence of events because I texted it to you originally. And then like I texted it to you way after I announced it. And then you were like, wait, so no radio anymore? Like, what was your thought process? Because obviously you saw my video and then you saw them invite me. Did you think I was going to get duped like I might be with this Horowitz news?
No, people, we had the group chat of some of our close buddies who were chirping you and thought it was bad that you weren't going on. I was just like, I thought what you said was true. So it's tough for you to chirp their whole company and then their producer reach out within the hour, most likely, to try and get you on the airwaves of the company you just be
of said company. But this is, like, I don't think anything I said on that video was wrong. I think there's different ways to approach it, obviously, of laying people off. I guess there's never the right way, but doing it, like making people go into work and then just the show is done. Like it's a 15-minute, you're in, you're out, you're done. That's it. Get the fuck out, Packers.
It's a huge company. They don't give a fuck about the little guy.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's why we do this podcast.
They never will. They don't care about your local radio that the locals love to listen to. And it's hard to tap into local radio from national media. It's like, you can't be doing a TSN 1050 show in Toronto talking about what's going on in Winnipeg. You don't fucking know.
Yeah.
So it's tough to see those little radio stations go away, but it's the way media's gone. Everyone knows that. They're going away from old print. They're going away from
and some may argue we're the reason why, like we might be playing a reason why, because we're two idiots that are putting up numbers that are just fucking, I don't know, maybe we're the reason for that. But
yeah, we make no money. So it's just
I know, but what I'm saying is like the growth of it. We make money. We make money. Let's not sell ourselves short here. All right.
I mean, my bank account has lost money, Garrett.
I can send you. I also, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just send you money. But
no, I don't.
What I was gonna say is this: I didn't do anything wrong. I don't think. Looking back on it, I usually have pretty bad anxiety with stuff that like really, really blows up. But I don't think what I said was wrong. I don't take it back. I think they're pieces of shit. And one guy that I have to talk about, I got 100 DMs about Darren Dragger. So I'm gonna go into the Darren Dragger story.
That's what we have a ton of listener questions at the end today. We got some really good ones, and we'll go into some Gate 14 history again, but like in a different way. So
that's fine. Yeah. So
there's a lot of questions, but they're different than some of the others.
So going into the Darren Dragger story,
that was a ricochet shot heard around the world for people who don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is the story. So I was working at TSN. I was working the early shift. So I would like have to leave my house in Milton at 4 a.m.
Okay. When was this?
Like before COVID, literally 2 months before COVID. I was working at TSN. I was an intern there for TSN radio. I was like how do I say this? It's like the student became the teacher, or better than the teacher. But no, I was working there, and so I was just like doing like legit stuff. I was cutting clips, I was talking to guests, I was doing all that type of stuff. And one day it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm pissed because I'm there so fucking early. I'm leaving Milton at 4 a.m. and this rat weasel, Darren Dragger's there, looks at me, has no idea what my name is, doesn't give a fuck about me, obviously. Just this piece of shit, doesn't even look me in the eyes. He said, "Hey, can you fetch me a coffee?" I said, in my mind, I was like, "What did you just say? What am I, a fucking dog? Fetch you a coffee?" There's Tim Hortons in there, obviously. He said, "Can you fetch me a coffee?" I paid for the fucking coffee on my debit, and he didn't give me he couldn't even give me a fucking toonie. He just thought it was, it's on the company card. Fuck you, Darren Dragger. You bum. Can you fetch me a coffee? Was that the
only instance he was like a dickhead?
No, but like he would just, and like usually, and okay, yeah. Then after that, obviously I had the coffee, but he was on air, right? So we're told don't go on the stage when they're on air. Like don't go on the radio when they're on air. And I'm sitting in the back, and he just keeps complaining. He's like, "Where's my coffee?" He's saying this on air, and I'm back there. I'm like, "I have your like when you talk, I have your coffee.
I need to get this clipped."
He's like, "Where's my coffee?" So I have to walk around. I walk in. I don't walk into the shot. He like slides his chair. I hand him the coffee. No, thank you. No fucking this, no that. Just grabs the coffee, goes right back to the desk. Like the piece of shit that he is. That's what Darren Dragger did to me. So go fetch me a coffee. I was like, I'm better than you at this shit, you little insider rat. I'm better than you at this shit. All right. And I'm back there cutting clips of you interviewing Bob McKenzie for the 30th time this week, because that's all they interview. They just interview the same people every day on morning radio. It's the same people.
It's like their owner's box with how many limited people they get on the air every time.
And I was just cutting it and cutting and cutting it and like cutting these good clips, sending it to them, like being like, this is him talking about this. I was doing a good job. Didn't get nothing from this clown. And yeah, so that's the Darren Dragger story. I hate him. I really hate Darren Dragger. So if
you saw Darren Dragger at like an event, say maybe you were speaking at the event, that's how big this thing got. Would you tell Dragger to go fetch you a coffee, like in your mom?
I would subtly hint at it. Yeah. I was like, hey, like in Goodfellas, where he says, "Hey, shoe boy, go shine my shoes," and he said, "I don't do that anymore. I'm not a shoe shiner anymore." And then something he says is obviously very out of pocket that I can't say on the airwaves after that. But then he kills the guy. I'm not going to obviously kill Darren Dragger, but I need that instance where Darren Dragger looks at me. He's like, "Oh, it's coffee, bitch," and I'm going to go, "Darren, I'm not coffee, bitch, no more." Like in fucking Goodfellas. But yeah, that's the story of me and Dreg. So it's not a great relationship, some may argue.
No, it's really not. It's a one.
The rest of the guys there were awesome. Like I worked primarily on First Up with like Carlo Koliakovo and Aaron Korolnik, and they're awesome.
You think Carlo remembers who you are?
No, he was kind of a like Carlo Koliakovo, and I chirped him. I chirp him a lot on this for Twitter. He is the most fair weather fan I've ever met in my life. Like 4 years ago when I was an intern there, he was a Bengals fan. There's a picture of him in a Chiefs jersey, like 3 weeks after that. And now he's the biggest Bills fan on the planet. Yeah. It's just like, he pisses me off with that stuff. And he pisses off the other hosts with that type of stuff too. So yeah, it's a weird industry where it's like an old boys club where they all are entitled former hockey players or stuff like that. And I'm looking at them like, I could do this so much, obviously not to be cocky, but this is cocky. I could do this so much fucking better than you. The only reason why you're here is because you used to play pro sports. You're a bum.
That's the Zubs way, man. I heard him say that too.
Yeah. Zubs forever. But yeah, next week, by the way, we got a big week. It's Jocks at the
Jock night.
Jock night at the Rogers Center. There won't be a Friday beers next week. It's gonna be me, Dr. Internet, YJ, Zubs, Avery, Spencer. It's gonna be, we got a crew rolling deep next Friday for Jock night at the park. But let's go into the review, Avery. So if you haven't watched The Notebook and you're listening right now, fast forward, I want to say 5 to 10 minutes, maybe 10, because this is just this movie is just so much to talk about. Avery, you have the floor. I want to know, and do you agree now and do you understand now why I love this movie so much?
Okay, so first of all, good start to the movie. I didn't know it was like a 50s or whatever time frame.
That's what makes it better, though. No, it makes it a little bit better.
Yeah, it makes the love seem more real. I would suggest. Nice little shocking start to it. On the Ferris wheel, pants pulled down, but that's just how it was. I kind of think of you like Noah, like the way you'd go after that and just not take no for an answer. So that
sounds fucked up. But
no, I mean, he was hanging from a Ferris wheel. It's not.
No, I would definitely do that. And and I'll be honest with you, I'd be genuinely lying if I haven't used a lot of Notebook lines when trying to talk to women. Yeah, that's him and I are similar, not looks aspect, maybe. Me and the character Noah are very similar in aspects of like good guys, sensitive guys that are caring.
Okay. Yeah. So then meets this girl, Allie. That's her name, right?
Yes, Allie Hamilton.
So summer fling. I thought this was over a way longer period of time, over than just a summer.
Yeah,
they fall hard in love, man.
Oh, do they ever?
They're in love. They're perfect for each other, these two. And it's nice to see, man. It's like, one day I want something like that.
Don't we all, brother? Don't we all?
So it keeps going on, and then we get to the part where the rich family gets involved. And that's not my family, so I don't know what that's like.
Yeah.
But, Noah's a hard worker at the mill or whatever he does, lumber. And then this girl's just made of money, and they're having a party out front. Everyone's wearing white. Clan rally. Like,
yeah, literally a clan rally. Yeah.
And he's just wearing raggedy fit, and they chirp him for making 18 cents an hour or whatever. And he says it's good money, doesn't need much. And then finally, the dad looks like Stalin as well. Like,
yes, the worst. I hate that dad so much.
yeah. Well, it's the mom who's the bitch.
Yes. The mom's the worst too.
So it keeps going on, man. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I was playing the show while watching, but I was glued to it. I was like taking strikes because I wanted to see what was going on. And then they do the breakup, and then she leaves town. The parents kick her out, and then you're devastated. And then the mom pulls the worst move of all time. This guy, Noah, writes 365 letters every fucking day to this woman, and the mom steals every single. That's fucked. Who does that?
Avery, you don't understand. This is something that has affected me for years. Every single time I watch that movie, I almost skip the fucking part where the mom hides the letters from Allie Hamilton because I'm like, what are you doing? You are a terrible human being. But that's love, brother.
But then life goes on. They find other people, I guess, and he rebuilds his house that they were going to bang in for the first time, right?
Yes.
And they don't end up getting it on, but it's an old shack. And then his new thing, I hate his look after he goes like dark.
With the beard, it's a tough
He was
look.
so good looking at the start, and then it's just like, let it get away from him. But I guess that's part of the movie. That's good playing the character.
Yeah, for sure.
So then he sees her. He goes, what, to the army or whatever?
Yeah, he goes to the army.
She marries.
Thank you for your service.
She's starting to marry some douchebag. Lip or not Lip. That's from Shameless. I forget this guy's name. Dick.
I don't remember his name. It's not worth it. Not worth the know. Not worth knowing it.
And then on her wedding day, was that wedding day or
no? I think it was the day before the wedding day.
Day before the wedding, they do a picture in the paper of this guy rebuilding the house, and it's right under her wedding announcement in the paper. Immediate depression. You love to see she's back in love with this guy.
Yeah,
and that makes you happy because they should be back together. Oh, and we have Jeremy Roach.
And Jeremy Roach is in here. Keep going, Avery.
Okay,
JR, he's talking about the Notebook. Avery, we'll cut it short with this, though. What were your thoughts, though, when Allie, like the scene when Allie shows up, right, back to the house? They have a beautiful couple days together. And then, like, this is why the movie's so weird, because it's a roller coaster. They start off hot, then they break up, then Allie comes back, but then Allie's like, no, I can't do this anymore. I got to go back to my
what a fucking
fiance.
bitch she was for that.
Yeah, that was a terrible move on her behalf.
I mean, that is leading on like you read about.
Yeah. We've all been led on like that before. I don't know to that extent, but that was heartbreaking shit. But you got to feel for a guy like Noah. And I'll say this, Avery, after watching that movie, how bad does that make you want to be a good guy? It's like this
I think I always try and be a good guy.
I mean, I know I'm saying to an extent where it's like, maybe I don't want to go out in Toronto on this weekend and just try to just wheel. You know, maybe I want to find love.
No,
you know
but
what I'm saying?
For a decade, probably he was out of love and depressed. Being a good guy didn't do shit for him.
It's a good point. It's a dog-eat-dog world. So what was your thought, though?
Because the ending, man. The ending's beautiful.
The ending is beautiful. Before we go into the ending, though, what was your thoughts, though, on the fact, like, did you know during the entire movie that was Noah reading the thing to Allie? Because I didn't figure that out till way at the end. I was who is this random dude?
It was pretty early where I didn't know it was her because it's when the kids come back.
Yeah.
And then
I cried at that part. Holy shit.
I wasn't close. I'm like a decent cry guy. Like I feel like I can cry with the best of them.
Yeah.
I wasn't really close in the movie this time. Maybe that's my problem, but no one else's. But it's when the kids come back and it's like she introduces herself to her own kids, and it's like, oh, she's what is it, Alzheimer's probably.
Yeah.
So that was sad, but I knew it was him kind of the whole time. It's like, why would he be telling the story, and how would he know it so well? So I thought it was him, but then it goes to the end, man. Pretty unrealistic how they end up passing away together. Same exact time, but I think to liken it, this might be a bad comparison, but you know when Joe Paterno died as soon as all the things came out,
yeah,
Penn State football killed him.
Yeah,
their love killed him. Same thing.
I really can't put into words how beautiful it is. Yeah, I really can't. Like, what a flick, what a movie, and give it an overall rating.
It's like an 8 out of 10.
Really?
I
That
enjoy,
low?
no, that's high. I think that's a good score. I would watch it again.
You would. I've watched it a million times. JR, have you seen it? Speaking of
I
guys.
haven't seen it.
Jerry, you should never watch. You would never get through it.
Yeah, I don't think
I
you
know
would.
the type of movies Jerry watch.
The Notebook was made in like low 2000s, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
No, like I would probably say a little bit later than that.
I thought it was like 03 or 04 maybe.
Okay.
I saw.
Like some people can watch like the old movies.
04.
I just like can't do it. Like I just can't do it.
It's an 03 movie that's talking about like the 50s or something. That's not for you.
Yeah, that ain't my style. That definitely ain't my style.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not your style. You're not as sensitive as me. I'm a sensitive guy, so I love that.
I like
a
good rom, rom-com. I know it's not a rom-com, but I like a solid rom-com feel good.
How do they describe that movie? What genre is it?
That would just be rom, I guess.
Yeah.
Romance.
Oh man.
It is a romance. But yeah, I'm glad you watched it, Avery, because the listeners wanted to know. And a lot of our listeners were watching it as well, which fires me up because I love because a lot of the listeners we have is in the late teens, or like obviously it's a wide age range, but it's nice to have kids that are starting to learn about actual love, not this little fucking Lil Baby wham wham wham. Just like this what they talks about in the songs. Come and put that pussy on me. It's like it's nice to have this little romantic shit that these kids get to watch and look forward to and study film. Because that was me. I was watching that at McCook. So you love to see it. But yeah, let's go to the next topic here that I wanted to bring up. I came up with a tweet, and I think, Avery, this will be the greatest content we've ever done. And JR could back me up on this. Johnny versus Avery content series. We go every sport. Me and Avery, we do 1v1 hoops. Me and Avery, 1v1 tennis. Me and
like
Avery,
an Olympics?
Yeah, I know, but it's a video per sport. So like everyone has something to look forward to. Like Johnny versus Avery basketball. Like it's like a 10 to 15 minute video, us behind the scenes warming up, just chirping. I think it would be fucking hilarious. The clips that would come from that would be so funny. And then another one I was thinking, a part of this series would be me and Avery go to a batting cage and we start at the slow cage, see who gets more hard hit balls. We'll have Judah say who got the hard hit ball, put it on the screen. And then we just ramp up the speeds. Like me and Avery started slow, and then we just keep working our way up and see who can hang with the big dogs. I think that would be the greatest content we've ever done. And then we do an MLB
That'd be
combine.
funny. That'd be funny. I'd watch that.
Yeah, everyone will watch. It'd be hilarious. Like me, the banter, me and Avery, just me crossing over Avery.
Mic me up in a like an athletic event. I'll just be breathing.
No, it's not. We're not mic'd up. He has them like it's going to be just us two at a court. It's going to be easy to hear. But I think it would be hilarious, just the content wise of it, and me dog walking you in every single event.
I just don't think that would happen.
I think. Oh, what sports think you beat me in?
Basketball for sure.
No chance. No.
Dave can hoop.
No, you cannot.
Jared's seen it, and
he can hoop. I think it's a pretty close battle.
My problem is I'm just fat now.
You guys got to play though. Like it's got to be like absurd amount of sports. Like you guys got to play a ping pong game.
No,
like,
that's what I'm saying. This
I would
lead
wax
to
Johnny
anything.
in ping pong.
Yeah,
this could lead to
you guys
anything.
got to play a game of darts.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is like a content series that we could literally just do. We could just pick up something.
And then you got to pay. You got to do. You got to play a game of beer pong. Like you got to just do the most.
No, it has to
absurd
be
shit.
everything.
It's
Beer
just
Olympics.
It
would be the greatest content series we've ever done, and it would be something to kind of shy away from. Obviously, Blue Jays baseball, like just show the versatility of the boys, and it's something we could do in like the off season as well, and the indoor stuff. Like it would be all time content. It's gonna happen. Like Judah has already got the bat signal out there. He knows about it. He's ready for it. It's something that we will do, and we'll have our listeners, I guess.
Jared, happy episode 100.
Happy episode 100, Jared.
How many episodes do you think you've been here for?
Is me like actually? I think it would be safe to say I've probably missed 20 episodes.
Yep, I was gonna say you've been here for
Right?
75 of them.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm thinking 20.
Yeah, I would
20 might be actually. 20 might be. 20 might be right.
The OG listeners know I've missed one episode. The OG.
You miss? Did Abe and I take? Oh, Abe and I, yeah, we did.
Yeah,
It
we
was
did.
like episode 4, maybe. Like when there was when I didn't have Wi-Fi.
There was
at
one
this house.
episode where it was just me and Johnny.
You had T-Mac there. I had the worst like COVID of all time.
Oh yeah, we had T-Mac.
Yeah,
Remember we used to invite T-Mac on the show.
yeah. That was good old days.
And then he just ripped us a new asshole on Twitter.
But yeah, let me be clear. The Johnny versus Avery series will get done, and it will be the greatest cinema. Might get a fucking Emmy award. I don't know if that's the right thing. But yeah, JR, how you doing, man? How's the Cali life treat? Are you working just 20-hour days? Like it's fucking sick. It's 7:00 there, and you're still working.
Well, I just had to get back and have dinner. Yeah, work's been pretty hectic, but it's been.
Do you work to live or live to work?
Live to work. Live to work.
Good
answer. Yeah. It was. I've been scouting some areas
For what?
for when the boys come down.
Okay.
If the boys ever come down.
I feel like
I
an
was
off
kinda-
season would be great, or like a playoff game, maybe.
A playoff game? Playoffs? Talking about the playoffs? We can't even win a series.
No, the Jays won't be in the playoffs. They stink.
Oh yeah.
we go watch the Dodgers.
Yeah, that's true. I was thinking about that Jays series, and like it's actually a fucking zoo to get to these games.
Have you been to any more?
No, I just went to the one. Like it's actually a zoo, but the US Open is this weekend in LA. And I was thinking maybe
Why aren't you there?
something
What
like
the
that.
fuck you doing?
Just to
See
work.
Brooksy. Yeah. Come on now.
I heard an awesome story that when your dad came to LA, 2 of his coworkers he was with got in a fight.
Together?
Oh, yeah. No. We just we went out to dinner a couple times, and this one guy is just like he's ordering everything on the menu. Like just ordering.
That's kind of nails. That's
On the
kinda
company,
nails.
too?
Yeah, on the company. Of
That's
course.
kinda
It's
nails.
like, no, but then they got they had a nightcap. They had a nightcap at the hotel, and I guess it got heated. Like it's just talking about work. And
I heard them both say they were doing shitty jobs at their job.
yeah, they're like having like a fuck you match about how they're doing shitty at their jobs. And then the next morning, my dad's like, I'm never inviting them to LA again. And then my dad actually came back to LA yesterday. He's been in LA twice.
That kind of rules.
Yeah, I know. He's been here a lot. But yeah, I'll be back in Canada for a week.
And I speaking about ideas, JR, maybe if you
Mhm.
want me to look in this, I can look into this. I think we should rent out a bar though. Like for one of the nights you're back.
Do
I think-
the Jays play at home any of the weekends?
I don't even care. Even if it's a watch party, that'd be even more electric.
Actually, yeah, that would probably
Like
be better.
we got to rent out a bar and just like
then
sell
just get
$5
after
tickets
it.
online. And speaking about online, Jared, I gotta talk about this. I gotta
Yeah.
talk about this. I am
God.
going to fucking assault the merch guy. I'm gonna assault him. And the listeners that are out there, just know I'm fighting the good fight for you from this fucking coward. This guy.
What do you do?
We got people DMing me of orders from May 16th, May 12th. Hey, man, where's this? But people who ordered something a week ago are getting their stuff the day up. Like, is this guy fucking brain dead? Is this guy dumber than me?
So I actually asked about that. Most of the ones that weren't were because the hats were on back order. So anyone who has a hat that has ordered, that's the reason why. It's not because it was forgotten. But they should be in now. But yeah, that was the reason why orders were getting, because I like ripped him a new asshole, and I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing over there? Like, how are these getting fulfilled? He's like, oh, the hats are on back ordered. It's like, guys, just let us know when that happens.
Like, and then another thing, I text them because obviously one of the biggest days coming up. I didn't like roast him or anything.
Okay.
It's because like one of the biggest days is coming up, like Canada Day.
Yeah.
And I said to him, hey man, any update on this Canada Day collection? Like we want to get the pictures done soon.
Uh-huh.
No fucking answer. It's like I'm texting a girl I met at the fucking bar last week. It's just no answer with this.
He might have you on block. He might.
No, because it's delivered. And I know he sees it.
Okay.
Because he'll text me when he needs money and I'll send it to him in 2 seconds. But when I need a goddamn shirt, it's like I'm pulling teeth with this fucking guy. So just know, Gate 14 listeners that are buying stuff, we do appreciate you. I am fighting the good fight for you. I want to make that clear.
I'm going to take a little deep dive tonight and look at this and send a very strong worded email. It's never going to be pretty, boys. But we always. If
It's
anyone has
unfortunately the
issues,
Gate 14 difference.
yeah. If anyone does have issues of never receiving an order, we do need you guys to like tell us, because like we unfortunately will not be reaching out to you. We need you to reach out to us so that we know.
That's a good
I
point.
just gotta let that out. Like, we will not be reaching out being like, hey, sorry, it's delayed. You got to reach out to us. We'll apologize and we'll make it right. We always have made it right with people. But for people who are trying to scum us, which I
have received their stuff,
but let's slow down there,
don't
boys.
worry, we're on to you. The karma always comes back with the Gate 14 Nation. But let's go into the Blue Jays talk, boys. Avery, thank God we didn't say the B word last week, because this team couldn't be further away in a different fucking reverse stratosphere of being back. This team is so far away from being back. They're like that couple at the middle school dance with Jesus in between them. Someone do a verbal meme, back and not back, and that's what it is. Toronto Blue Jays just leaving room for God in between them. That's what Toronto Blue Jays are doing. This offense, Avery, and I made a TikTok about it. It makes me physically ill. It does. You've got to see it on stream yesterday, or even yesterday was tough. Like when they won, it was like we barely won that game. Mm-hmm. It is so ass. Matt Chapman is hitting below 200 since April 30th. The Toronto Blue Jays are 22-26 since April 30th. A piss poor effort of a team. Where are you at with this, Avery? Can you talk me off the ledge, maybe? Because I got nothing. I got nothing right now.
No, I don't need to talk you off the ledge. It's infuriating losing the games to division opponents and not being close at all. And you're seeing how the teams that are ahead of you in the standings just play better baseball than you, and it's tough. We see it over and over and over again. On paper, the O's aren't more talented than the Toronto Blue Jays.
Not even in the same stratosphere. Not even. Oh my God, Avery, man.
And I think that's that's why it's so frustrating. Preseason, you build a good team on paper, and then now you got 162 games to prove if you're good. When we're playing in a historically good division, being mediocre isn't going to cut it. Like, this is fighting for playoff spots now. It's a tough spot to be in.
Because the more you lose, the more you just keep digging and digging a hole against opponents that you have to catch up against that are going to have easy schedules as well for the upcoming. Like, it's so infuriating. I'm looking at this offense. I'm comparing the Orioles offense and the Blue Jays. Bo, Vladdy, Chapman, Varsho, Merrifield, Springer, Kirk, Jano. And I'm looking at the Orioles. Who the fuck are half of these dudes that are just launching off the Toronto Blue Jays? Like
Ryan O'Hearn hitting.
Ryan O'Hearn. Like, these are just guys that have no business being better than the Toronto Blue Jays. This might be, on paper, this might be one of the best Toronto Blue Jays teams in a very long time on paper, and they're performing like one of the worst I have ever seen in the last 3 or 4 years. Like, because the expectations are so high, rightfully so. You do all these moves, you sign all these guys, and you're just underperforming with little to no injuries. That's the frustrating part.
Yep. And I think it's also tough knowing that the O's and the Rays have some of the best farm systems in baseballs, and ours is depleted with nothing. So it's like, hey, you're supposed to be better than the Orioles right now because they have their future on the farm still, and now they're already playing better baseball. So I think as a fan, it's demoralizing seeing this. And just so we beat the shit out of the Red Sox all last season, but at what cost?
Yeah. And you want to know what's something that's even worse for the listeners out there? I know it's going to be a little Johnny negativity. The Toronto Blue Jays are dead last with runners in scoring position in baseball. 386. They averaged 3.86 runners left in scoring position in 2023. In their last 3 games, 4.33. In their last, why does it even show on their last one? What the fuck is that? 4.33 runs left in scoring position. They are behind, or they are, I guess, would it be behind or in front? They're behind the Detroit Tigers, the Cincinnati Reds, the Washington Nationals. They are obviously they're behind every single team, but just saying those team names makes your skin crawl. It makes your
That's
skin
wild.
crawl. Like last place, JR. Last place. And what's even worse is they're in the top 10 in a lot of offensive categories. This is the only one they're in last place in. It's wild, dude.
That's
It's
pretty
wild.
crazy.
There's Stat Guy Johnny just coming at you hot there. I mean, Avery, what do you do? Your team is hitting well, but they're not hitting well with runners on. That's the only thing they're not doing well. Like,
So
how do you
it's like,
fix
are
that?
you does sacrificing Guillermo Martinez do anything to help you score with runners in scoring position?
No.
But we do have an inside source that did tell us that they do preach the other way and like hitting like Bo and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's something.
That's pretty obvious. And it's obvious with guys like Jano who go out there and launch and pull fly balls. That's
And you know, Guillermo's like, you motherfucker.
yeah,
what are you doing?
That's when he gets a slap on the ass on the way. Just like, don't do that again.
Don't you ever launch. Don't you ever hit a pull side home run again, you motherfucker. No. But it's so frustrating. I don't know if there has been a more frustrating team that I've ever rooted for. Like with expectation wise, with reality, like of what they actually are. I can't believe it, Avery. Like Vladdy is a singles hitter. His OPS is below 120 now.
OPS plus.
OPS plus, sorry. I can't believe this. I can't, like Whit Merrifield is the best hitter on this team besides Bo.
I just got no words right now. It sucks.
So who do you blame for this? Can we just
Pete Walker?
Blame Pete, man. We need a sacrificial lamb. We need a guy to blame. I don't know who it should be. I don't know who it is, but someone has to
doubt. Just blame the hitting coach. Who knows what he does every day? Just blame him anyway.
What does he do? I'm dying to know. That might be the best job on the planet. Be a hitting coach for guys that are already good hitters that have already got themselves there. It's like that. Just for reference, this would be like every hospital having a doctor coach, right?
Yeah.
Is that a crazy take? Like having a major league hitting coach is like just having an extra in the ER and just talking to the doctor like you got to do this, that, or just staying there to monitor. It's the most pointless shit of all time. These guys know how to hit. They got there. They're big league hitters. You think he's talking to Bo Bichette? You think he's talking to Vladdy? You think he's talking to World Series MVP George Springer, telling him you got to do this? No. This guy does fuck all. But we're going to blame him for everything. That's how we roll as sports fans. We're blaming him.
Yep. Hopefully he can get another job soon, like land on his feet and make some money.
Yeah. I'm not for firing. I'm going to look I did say fire him actually, so never mind. Yeah,
I don't know who you can blame for not hitting with runners in scoring position other than the players at the plate. Like if you can make it make sense to me, I can't.
Yeah, I don't even know. I guess you could say no one's clutch. Like
think about if you were hitting with runners in scoring position, Jer, you left like 5 people on base and you're like, yeah, the hitting coach has me like, his approach isn't working. It doesn't matter what approach he tells you to do unless he's fucked up your swing so bad that you suck in general, but then you don't play. That's on the hitters at the plate for not scoring runners, pitch selection.
Yeah. And do we think that the players aren't you think that they're just not being disciplined at the plate or like they're not doing their 2-strike approach?
I'll tell you what,
job done.
I'll tell you what. I don't know if you saw that Vladdy at bat. That was or Avery. It was yesterday, right, Avery? The Vladdy at bat where he swung at swung at 2 pitches, then hit like a 2-foot. That was today. That might have been today. No, I think that was yesterday.
No, was that Vladdy when he came off the bench and then they had pitcher in the lineup? Or was that they all mixed?
Don't worry about that. They all just mixed into each other. But yeah, Vladdy's approach
that was yesterday.
Vladdy's approach has been absolutely dog shit.
Vladdy not really struggled immensely.
He is like, and he hit a ball today, 116. But it was just it was a single, like it was a pull side single. I don't know, man. It's been really frustrating. Let's go game by game here. So, Hound on the Mound Day, Tuesday.
That got off to a bad start.
That was a really bad start. And I'll say it. Can the Toronto Blue Jays just pretend it's the 8th and 9th inning every single game and hit there?
Would be nice.
Like every single 8th, 9th inning, their bases loaded. They score 4 runs. It's just a waxing. Chris Bassett, I mean, that was really bad. Like 3 innings, 11 hits, 800 runs. But he's good for at least one of these every 6 or 7 starts, right? He did it against the Astros, did it against the Cardinals. He's good for one of these. So you knew that was going to come. But when he's good and he's on, I'd put him up against anyone. Like that's just baseball. That's ball, as the kids say. This was just ball. But that was tough to watch. That was tough to watch. And then to make it better, you put in Bowden Francis. He gets his dick shoved in. Mitch White is... What do we say about Mitch White, Avery? I mean, the guy's ERA is 7.36 right now.
I love Mitch. He looks great out there. That's what I can say.
All right.
Yeah, that's a
But
great
we have a bullpen that includes, I guess Adam Simber's not in it because he's on paternity list. But as of recent, we have these 4 arms: Thomas Hatch, Bowden Francis, Adam Simber, Mitch White.
Oh, no.
That's just not great. Sure, they could pitch well, and
then these Orioles have these guys from AAA just throwing 98 and then like 92-mile-an-hour sinkers. Like, get the fuck out of here. Why can't we have that? Huh?
We had that in the Fernandez guys, and they just weren't that good.
True, yeah, they sucked. Maybe just not good development. But that game, I don't even really want to talk about that. I turned the stream off early. I cut it. It was one of the worst games I've ever watched. It was like just an old-fashioned dog walking. That's what it was. And I don't remember what it feels like to do that against the team. Do you guys? To just absolutely dog walk the opponent, just win 100-2?
Yeah, I do remember.
No, you don't.
The Rays.
Okay, that was a long ass time ago.
That was within a month ago, though.
No, I don't think it counts. Sorry, man.
You can't just tell me it doesn't count.
I'm just saying though, man, it just the Orioles are like light years better than the Toronto Blue Jays. It's a harsh reality that we have to deal with. They are light years better than us. That's just
it's just like doing the stuff where you got to say that's ball. Like today, how many fucking bloop hits did they get where Chapman ran in, bobbled the ball, Bo came in, bobbled the ball? Oh, it's so fucking frustrating.
Vladdy lets a ball go under his glove.
That's not charged to the game. That's just bad.
Yeah, that was bad.
Was skull fuck.
But they do play like they nickel and dime you, I guess is the best thing to say. But they nickel and dime you while also being able to hit the long ball. You got Adam Frazier, who has, I think, 1 less home run than Vladdy this year, or 2 less home runs than Vladdy this year. And
you know how Adam Frazier rebuilt his swing?
How?
One of his roommates, who's a hitting coach, like a D1 or D2 hitting coach, they're playing Fortnite together. And they were breaking down his swing, and he found something, and he's been on an absolute heater since then.
Sucks he didn't tell me that. That'd have been cool to drop on the other pod, but whatever. You hate to see it.
That happened like recently.
Oh, it did. Oh, it happened recently.
Yeah.
All right, let's go into the positive game here, the Wednesday game, the game that you and I streamed. I looked like Fisher. I will say this: I looked incredible. I watched it back. A lot of people watched it back and actually complimented it.
Someone actually texted you saying that you didn't look good.
Well, he's a generational hater, so I don't really care what Moro says. But yeah, so Jose Barrios has a no-hitter going into the 7th. And this is the only way it feels like the Toronto Blue Jays can win games. Your pitcher has to quite literally have a no-hitter going into the 7th inning to have a chance to win a baseball game. That's the only way. Yep. Kikuchi gives up 2 runs through 5 and is tied. And obviously they ended up losing. But that game was kind of fun because Jose Barrios is all the way back. And I'll pull up his stats. I tweeted it today. He is insane. I mean, in his last 5 starts, I got to pull this up now. I'm like an idiot. In his last 5 starts, Jose Barrios has pitched 32 innings, 32.1 innings, 20 hits, 13 walks, 18 punchies, 1.11 ERA in his last 5 starts. He is an absolute freak. This pitching staff fucking rules, and they deserve so much better than this cat shit offense that they're throwing out there every single day. They deserve so much better. Jose Barrios If the Jays didn't tack on the rest of those runs, he would have got a no decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
I
left the
was
game
kind
and it was
of
1-0.
looking through the game logs. I saw someone tweet this. There's been multiple games where the Jays have won in the last 2 weeks where they score 3 runs or less. It's like the games they're winning, they're still playing like shit.
I said this in the TikTok. When they win, it doesn't feel like they win. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that feeling like, oh, we just dominated the opponent.
Like the Atlanta
after they
Braves feel every time they win a baseball game.
I'm so jealous of that fucking team. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Abe, it just when the Jays won yesterday, I still kind of had a bad feeling in my mouth. Yes, it was cool to win the beat an AL East team, but you still leave tons of runners on base. You only score 3 runs, and you make it interesting at the end of every single goddamn game you play in. It's insane to me. It's insane what we have to deal with this team. They don't just dominate a team from first pitch to last pitch. It's never been that. And we have to rely on our starting rotation that, like, we have to just have high expectations that our pitcher's going to go 7 scoreless to win a baseball game.
Well, no, that's like mandatory for us to win a game.
Yeah.
There's no other way about it. The pitcher has to have the best shit you've seen him in months to go out there and give this team a chance with how bad they've been playing.
Like, the Jays scored 2 runs today. In what world does 2 runs win you a baseball game? In what world, dude? None. No worlds. It's fucking terrible. But bright side, man, Jose Barrios is like, I mean, this is the best version of himself. I think someone tweeted it. This is the best he's ever been in his career, Avery.
Yeah, good for him, man. The contract that was a nightmare last year, it's a bargain once again.
Well, they listen to the Twitter GMs. It's crazy. The Twitter pitching coaches, like, we've been saying this, or not we, sorry, not me. I'm not going to take credit for this. They've been saying this on Twitter for years, like for a year. Stop throwing your 4-seam. Like, let your other pitches
threw it a
work.
bunch in this start, actually.
Yeah, but just let your other pitches work and locate your 4-seam better. And that's what he did. And now he's way more than all the way back. He has the confidence back. He's doing all that type of stuff. Like, man, this is so frustrating to watch. I don't even look forward to Jays games anymore.
No.
Because you're going to get let down by this offense. In the back of my mind, I'm like, maybe they'll put up a 10 spot today. Like, I genuinely thought today was, here we go. We're going to win.
I thought it was over City for sure. I almost took the over.
I really thought they were going to do something today, something special today against Tyler Wells.
Are you the same as me? Is like, you're excited all day for Jays baseball? Like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah, for sure.
It's like I'm always the best thoughts in your mind. And recently, I'm starting to have the intrusive thoughts starting to take over.
Yeah, where it's
today, I was like, just no way they fucking win today. I said that.
Really?
I said that at the office. Like, no, they're just not going to win. And
that's a sad feeling as a sports
I
fan.
I hate that I'm turned into this fucking Frank the Tank, but
it's a
not
tough
against the AL East, man. Like, we'll go out and sweep the Rangers.
Yeah, that's what they'll do. That's what, and you know what? They'll score a shit ton of runs off of, like, John Gray, who's been carving.
Yeah, it was like one of the best ERAs in baseball.
And Martin, they're just gonna dog walk these 2 guys and then come back to the Dome against the Athletics and lose 2 out of 3. That's what this team does. It's nothing in fucking between with this team. They either look terrible or they're the greatest team that's ever walked the planet. And when they look terrible, they somehow still win baseball games. I cannot believe, Avery, that this team's record is 38-32. I cannot believe it.
What day was it last year that we were 500 and Charlie got fired?
July.
Yeah, because Bryson was in town, right?
Yeah.
It feels like we're a long way away from July, but you look at the calendar, we're not very far away from July. Like, the turnaround's gotta be soon. The record
has to be.
I think the record might be better than how the team plays as of late.
Yeah.
But I'll take that for right now. Like,
it's something good to build off of, right?
Stay afloat till you can go on a run.
It's something good to build off of. Like, especially, like you said, Avery.
And we have chances to build off stuff, and then we suck.
Like that Mets series, right?
And then
the Astros series. You win that series, and then you lose to the Twins.
Yeah.
It's weird. And I calculated the Jays have to go 54 and 36
Oh, that won't happen.
to make the playoffs.
At a
Holy
what,
fuck.
90 something win?
92. That'll put them at 92 wins.
And who knows if that's even good enough with how good the teams have been this season.
If you put that into reality, Avery, the Toronto Blue Jays have to go 54 and 36 to make the playoffs. That is an insane
Impossible.
record.
It won't happen.
Like, that's an insane record. It puts a lot of things into reality for us here, Avery. Like, they got to go on a little run where they win like 14 out of like 20. They got to go on like a 14-6 run at one point. Just blow the doors off teams. Then you're like, okay, maybe we will drop the B word. But I'll tell you what, I will not be dropping the B word. Maybe ever this season. I don't know if I will. They don't give me those vibes right now. I can't.
I really want to say the B word soon. Like,
You
I'll
haven't
obviously-
said the B word. Last year, you said the B word a lot.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did say
we
it a lot.
Like, too much. This year, I don't know.
I don't think I've said it.
I think you
you
might have
putting out
said
that
it
poll
once.
today was crazy
Why?
because there's just no way we should have said it.
If they win a series against the AL East?
Yeah.
I
Right.
mean, I would've
That's
said
pretty
it.
much saying the B word.
The O's have to have like a 435 win percentage to get 85 wins or something. They're just going to make the playoffs.
I mean, you look at it. Yeah, you look who's coming up in the schedule, and
Texas, Miami, right?
yeah, Texas, Miami, then Oakland, and then the Giants, and then the Sox, and
It
then the
does
White
get easier.
Sox,
It
and
does
then
get easier.
Detroit, and then the Diamondbacks. So
Is
you
it
could go
Diamondbacks
on
at
a
home or
run.
on the road?
At
home.
home. Mhm.
That series is gonna fucking rule.
Yeah.
That series is gonna
We
be
play.
sick.
We play at home Canada Day against the Red Sox.
No, surely they'll win that series.
Thomas Hatch will start a game, I'm sure.
Yeah, man. Kill me if that's the case.
100%.
But let's go into today's game. Obviously, Jano. Just when there was no hope with this offense, our guy decides to just turn into Danny Bonds again, the reincarnated Danny Bonds. How cool was that to watch? For just launch, back pocket, launch again to tie the game again. Fuck me, Jano. That was incredible.
He
That was
took the lead.
rockstar.
We were up 2-1, right?
Yeah, that was rock star shit. Sorry, yeah, that was take the lead.
Yeah, I love Jano. That guy fucking rules.
And let me say this. I said this also earlier. He has one less home run than Vladdy, and he's played not even in the same strat. Like, I'm not going to, I got to stop saying that saying. He hasn't played anywhere near Vladdy's games. Like, not even close. He was injured for 2 fucking weeks, and he has one less home run than Vladdy. What the fuck? It's insane. I mean,
How do we
Vladdy.
fix Vladdy, man?
What?
How do we fix him?
He has to get fucked up.
He's hitting 255 the last 14 days, 231 the last
But
30
see,
days.
these numbers are skewed because he'll always have a good average. And for example, he went 2 for 4 today, right? 2 for 4 today. But he's hitting singles. He's supposed to be the 3-4 hole hitter,
Yeah.
and he's fucking Ben Revere.
This is where the weighted runs created plus stat comes in. Tells you like everything it takes into account. He has a weighted runs created plus of 70 the last 30 days.
Oh my, 70?
70.
So just so everyone knows, the MLB average is 100, right?
That's what the stat.
So he's 30 points below the MLB average, and that's
Yeah.
supposed to be your generational guy. I'm going to say
he has an ISO of 0.087.
what does that mean?
Horrible.
For obviously people that don't know, I know. What does that mean?
It's like isolated slug, like how many extra base hits you have, pretty much. The season that he almost won MVP, his ISO on the season was 290, which is great. And
Yeah.
he's at 0.87 right now, last 30 days.
He's
This team needs to run off Vlad, him driving people in and him scoring runs by himself. And that's just hitting home runs and driving people in.
for sure. I agree. It's tough to watch. It really is tough to watch. But speaking of bad at bats, Matt Chapman today just was lost. Runner scoring position, just fumbles the bag. He is whiffing, Avery, on 92 fucking miles an hour. 92 miles an hour. They throw that in Division I NCAA, and this dude is whiffing on it.
Yeah, my brother throws that.
Humble brag. I can't. It sucks.
Oh, he was bad. It doesn't matter
He-
how hard either he sucked.
Like Matt Chapman today, I tweeted it. He doesn't swing at a 93-mile-an-hour fastball down the middle. Chases a 92-mile-an-hour fastball outside of the zone, and then whiffs on a 93-mile-an-hour elevated fastball top of the zone. Not even in the same, like, not even close.
Not in the
Just
same
stratosphere.
stratosphere. Just
Sorry,
keep doing it.
fuck. I gotta stop saying that. Like he is Scott Boras has to be sick, right?
Yeah, Scott Boras.
Like, oh, I was gonna get paid for this little client of mine. Now the Brinks truck is in another state, and he is still here. He's not gonna get fuck all if these numbers are like this.
Do you know where you find stats against velocity of certain things? I need to find that because it feels like he gets blown up by velo.
Like
pretty
he
easily.
was facing like Felix Bautista today, and I was like, oh, this is hydrogen bomb versus baby. That's what that was. It was just, this guy was not even close to it. Not even close. And Danny Jansen, 3-hit game, a double, 2 home runs. He is our single 2 home runs. Sorry, he's all the way back, folks. And it pisses me off now that Vladdy had a 2-for-4 day because so people are gonna be like, look at his average, bro. He's hitting 284 with a 354 OBP. Why are you complaining? I'm complaining because those are good numbers if it's goddamn Ryan Goins hitting. That's when those are good numbers, not your 4-hole hitter.
Yeah,
who
if Nathan Lucas has a 70 weighted runs created plus, that's okay.
It's been tough to watch, folks. It's been tough to watch, but Johnny Positive back. Whit Merrifield rules. We're talking hitting 308. He is 3rd in the league in average right now, Avery.
Really? No. That's
Yes.
in the American League, maybe.
Yeah. Is that
Okay.
a league or am I wrong?
No, I thought you meant the whole league. I was gonna say I could name 3 people who have a better average right off the top of my head.
I might have made that up. Let me double check.
No, I saw the stat. I think
He is 3rd. He's hitting 308. He is 3rd. It goes Bo Bichette. The Toronto Blue Jays have 2 of the 3 average leaders in baseball, and they're this ass right now. Like Whit Merrifield is what a trade that was. Like, are we ready to throw the fleece word around?
That's one of the better ones for him.
Yeah.
We do talk about how bad the Nick Frasso Mitch White trade is. We got to give him flowers for Whit Merrifield, I guess.
For sure.
And
So
Whit
yeah,
Merrifield just seems like an awesome guy.
yeah, he passed me one time on Spadina last week. Drove past me in his Tesla. I said Whit, and then he just immediately was like, oh fuck. But let's go into the weekend series, man. And then we'll take listeners' questions.
I think we should do questions first.
You want to do questions first?
We have
Why don't we do the questions at the end? Because it's more fun.
Sure. And then
We'll
people, if
keep-
they don't want to listen to the questions, they can get
Yeah,
off.
exactly.
But there's some
They want-
good questions that you
If
guys
they want to
should
keep
stick around
baseball
for.
talk going, yeah, the questions are going to be electric.
I had someone come up to me say they loved the story. They wish that we would just tell stories on the podcast.
Oh, I have
not-
tons of them. And I
not talk about baseball. There's like
remind
you
me,
need
Avery,
more
at the end of the
stories.
podcast to talk about the Jason Aldean story that I have about sleeping at the GO station.
My favorite one is you going on the date and pissing your pants.
Yeah,
through
we've told that